Om Bhadram Karnebhi Shrunuyama Deva Bhadram Pashyemakshabhir Yajatra Sthirairangai Stushtavansastanubhi Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuhu Swastina Indro Vruddashrava Swastina Pusha Vishwaveda Swastina Starkyo Arishtanemi Swastino Brahaspatir Dadhatu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We are studying Gaudapada's Māṇḍūkya Karika, and in the Agama Prakaran, we have seen how through the Rishi's instructions, we can reach our real nature, the absolute reality of the world, and also if we are not having that capacity, then how through the upasana of Omkar as a symbol we can reach there in the same position. But there is one difficulty, that our experience direct, which we gain through our five senses, and by reason built upon that. Now, actually in our life, indirect experiences may be many, like the Anuman, Upaman, Arthapatti, Anupalabdhi, and Laukika Shabda Praman. But none of them have that influence on our life as the Pratyaksha has. And that is why many people get convinced about the Advaita truth through the logic, but that has no effect in their life. Now, this daily Pratyaksha becomes an obstruction. And unless we take care of that problem, we cannot proceed one step even. And so, Gaudapadaji has written the second Vaitatya Prakaran. And what he tells here is that Tatha means as it really is. Vitatha means opposite of that. And the quality of that Vitatha is Vaitatya. So Vaitatya means unreality of what we experience as it appears to us. So what he is trying to show is that simply because you experience, it should not be called as truth. Though that is influencing our life really. But if we are analytical enough, simply because we experience something, we should not think that that is true. That is what he is telling in this whole Vaitatya Prakaran. And in that, he has two different approaches. First, he takes up comparison with dream. Why? Because in the waking state, we can objectively look at the dream state. We are not identified with that dream state. We are very much identified with our waking state. And that is why that experience is becoming a problem to us. But dream state we are not experiencing now. So we can think of it and analyze it. So that will be his first method. And second method will be, we shall meet with that second method in the sixth mantra. That is, a thing is not there before it appears. And it is not there after it disappears. So how it can be true? Logical question. Now the one question comes to our mind, why he has used it afterwards? Is this logic less important than the Swapna logic? I don't think so. Because he has used at a place, something is there in his mind. And that something is that it was not there, it will not be there. When we directly experience, we say, why logic? So first of all, he has to show that what we experience by itself is not true. When that is shaken, then we are in a position to feel it was not there or will not be there, so how it can be true? So to apply logic also, we require a condition of the mind. And that will be provided by this dream analogy. Another point is that dream and waking experience, suppose he proves that dream experience is false. But we are troubled by our waking experience, not by dream experience. Most of us do not give value to dream experience. Some may be giving, but most of us do not give value. So what is the use in telling that dream experience is unreal? And that logic he has provided in this fourth or fifth mantra. That as experience, they are similar. In dream, a subject is experiencing an object, nothing more. In waking state, a subject is experiencing the objects. So as experience, where is the difference? If the dream experience, subject experience the object, can be false, why not the waking experience, which is also subject experiencing the object, be false? So that is his method. And those who are ready to accept this method, they will be benefited. So in the first karika of the, and another thing which we discussed at length last time, I don't think it will be necessary to repeat. That is, there is divine dreams. And that categorically is absolutely different from the ordinary dreams. And through several examples, we have proved that let us not consider that. The impression created by the divine dreams is much more stronger than our daily waking experience. And there we discussed that there is a gradation of truth. And as Shankar says, this experience of ours is untrue. We agree. Swami Vivekananda agrees. If that experience is true, Swami Vivekananda agrees. But this too that we have several levels of experience. Now, in comparison to that, it is all unreal. That is what Shankar's stand is. But in practical spiritual life, we go step by step. And so, Swami Vivekananda is telling, man does not go from untruth to truth. He goes from lower truth to higher truth. So this difference we should understand. Now the question is about the absolute truth nature of the dream experience and waking experience. So there we'll have to agree with Shankar that in real, absolute from point of view, they are not real. This much introduction. Huh? So in the first karika, Vaitatya, we read 4 karikas that day. We have not read the commentary of the 4th karika. So first karika is said, Vaitatyam sarva bhavanam swapne ahur manishina. Manishina means masters of the mind. That means the real people who really know. Swapne, sarva bhavanam. Bhava means positive existence. Whether it is gross, inner experience, or subtle mental experience. All that is included in the word bhava. So whatever you experience in the dream state are not real. That is what the real people who know, masters of their mind, they tell us. Why? Logic. So this whole thing is based upon logic. Rishi's experience you have already seen in the first Agama Prakarana. And their conclusion was, Jnate Dvaitam na vidyate. Do not think of truth or untruth from your experience of today. When you really know, then you will find there is no duality. But that is, as the Rishis have said, so here, by logic also, we can see that. That is the point here. Now, so why? Antasthanat bhavanam. In the dream, whatever we see is inside the body. Now, being inside cannot directly say, logic means full logic. So, being inside automatically does not make things unreal. There are tables and chairs in the room, inside. But dream objects are experienced in the nerves of our body. And there, the place is very small. So, being inside and being experienced where the place is very small. Comparatively. Comparatively means we are experiencing an elephant, a chariot, but there cannot be an elephant in our nerves. There cannot be a chariot in our nerves. So, these two together, inside and contracted place, they are not real. That is what the masters of the mind tell us. Then, in the second karika, because some ideas come in the mind, and so fully we have to feel that dream experiences cannot be real. Then only we can apply the analogy to the waking experience. So some people think, those who do not have very critical analysis, they say, no, in dream we had gone to that place. We are not experiencing in our nadis. In dream I experienced I had gone to London. I know that London does not exist in my body, but I experienced that. That means I had gone to London. So to that, the reply is given in the second karika. Adirgatvachu kalasya, because the time is not sufficient. So one does not go there to see the dream. Gatva deshad na pashyati. And suppose, logic fully is making, suppose we are gone. And somebody wakes up suddenly. Then we do not wake up in London, we wake up in here. So due to these two reasons, that the time is not sufficient and we do not wake up there, so we have not gone there. So we are experiencing in our nerves. Then another important point is that independent reason has no place in Vedanta. Because reason can go anywhere we like to bend it. This may be shocking to us because we are so much bred upon this faculty called reason. Vyasdev, Bhadra and Vyas, has made a sutra in Brahma Sutras. Tarka apratishthānāt, logic has no base. And this is corroborated in the modern days by philosophers like Bertrand Russell. He says, two names from him we are taking. Formal logic. That means logic accepting certain forms, we make our logic. I think I told a story last time. One mathematician, we were having correspondence. So he said that Pele was a big footballer in those days. So Pele he plays well football. So to get transfer from one club to another, he gets millions of dollars. So I am expert in playing with this mathematics. So universities pay me. That day, my interest in mathematics became zero. I don't want to play all my life. So, why he said, he gave me examples that we are playing football and it touches my hand. The referee gives foul. I say, why should I not touch my hand? In football, this is not allowed. If you want to touch my hand, play volleyball. Their leg will not be allowed. So, what we call mathematical logic is what you make logic, that is the logic. There is a book called Modern Algebras. That means A plus B is not necessarily B plus A. And you say it works? Yes, it works. There is a Boolean algebra and these rockets are launched and all that. That does not depend upon A plus B is equal to B plus A. So it works. So this logic itself cannot be given the highest value unless we make it subservient to what the sages have told us. Unfortunately or fortunately, God has given man this faculty called logic. And he is caught by that faculty and he dies in that faculty. So Shankar is using logic, which may God path. And we may say it is a common sense logic, which everybody can feel. But he makes it subservient to scriptural logic. Their idea is, don't use your experience for determining the truth. Don't use your logic to determining the truth. Logic, first, Rishi's experience. Second, logic faculty is there. So you can use it to understand what the Rishis have told. To exactly understand what the Rishis have told, you use logic. That is the Vedantic method. Our 6 means of knowledge are discussed in Vedanta only to show they are useless in the field of absolute reality. And the only valid means is Aptavakya or Vedavakya. Rishis have, what to call it, non-immediate experience, which is more real than our direct experience. Our direct experience is the problem. Super direct experience only can remove that, actually. The Vedantic terminology is alaukika pratyaksha. Man experiences bhavas, man experiences relationship with God, man actually sees Krishna, Rama, playing, doing this, doing that. And that direct experience, super direct experience, can only remove the reality of our direct experience. In English, the word used is intuition. Now, what is the highest intuition? That is called aparoksha anubhava. We had studied in the long back, aparoksha anubhuti. And there we have discussed this point greatly. When I experience my own real nature, I become one with it. Then only I can experience it. It can never be experienced as an object. So our direct experience is of objects. And subtler objects are there. To experience that directly, that is alaukik pratyaksha. And to experience our own real nature, that is called aparoksha, immediate knowledge. So, what the rishis are telling by immediate knowledge, to understand exactly what they are telling, we use our reason. So, after showing that the swapna experience are unreal through logic, in the third karika, Shankar says that in the Govt says, in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, logically it has been said. So what the Shrutis tell is not illogical. It is beyond logical. So, they say, in the dream, there are no chariots. And there are no riders of chariots. So we are convinced, yes, there were no chariots. And yet you are seeing them. So it was not real. Abhavascharathadinam shruyate nyayapurvakam. Nyayapurvakam shruyate. Shruti is telling rationally that in Swapna, Ratha, etc. are not there. Vaitatyam tena vaipraptam. So, the conclusion was, it was not real. Swapne ahu prakashitam. Swapne ahu means they were not discussing real or unreal. The context was they were discussing that man is Swayam Jyoti, can be proved in dream. Man has his own light. We see things by sunlight, moonlight, electrical light. When all these are not functioning, by our talk, we can place things. But when we sleep, and yet we see things, so there is a light inside man. Man's real nature is light. Of course, it's not a physical light, but it is a light of consciousness. Now, in the waking also same thing. But we can really understand that in dream. Because waking so many lights you are taking help of. In the absence of all the... So that is what the Shrutis tell us. Swapne ahu prakashitam. So this unreality of dream objects and is proved in dream, because in dream Swayam Jyoti is proved. So while proving Swayam Jyoti, they came across the falsity of chariots there.
Why? If there is Swayam Jyoti, then why is it false?
No, the context in Brihadaranyaka was not to prove that dream objects are wrong. Context is telling that the context was to prove man is Swayam Jyoti in dream. There, this point also came that there were no chariots there. Example I will give, then we understand. we are seeing a cinema show. None of the objects are real. We know fully well there is no continuity also. But while seeing a movie, how it becomes real to us? Because of the focused light there. Film is going on, but behind that film there is a focused light. And when the things are lighted, we feel they are real. So because of this Swayam Jyoti light, dream objects appear real. Okay. So that is third karika. So the Shruti also tells us logically through the Swayam Jyoti that dream objects are unreal. Now, the fourth, we read that day. I told it in the beginning. Antasthanattu bhedanam tasmat jagarite smritam yatha tatra tatha swapne samvrutattvena bhiddate. Now, in the Indian system of logic, there are steps. In Western system also there are steps. So that is called, I was telling about Bertrand Russell, that is called syllogism. The steps used for presenting logic is called syllogism. And Bertrand Russell says logic is there only in the syllogism. That means this is so because this is so. Or this is so, therefore this is so. That because or therefore has no validity. Only it is said and we accept. So logic is a way of presentation by which the other person gets convinced. That's the only thing. A small child will not be convinced by your logic. Rishis will not be convinced by your logic. So that is called syllogism. And Bertrand Russell will tell us logic exists only in the syllogism. We say because, therefore, so we believe. Now, the Western system, 3 steps of logic. This is so. Therefore, this is so. Okay? Or the other way around. This is so because that is so. Okay? Indian system does not believe like that. It may appear redundant, but this is so because that is so. And there also, some example essentially must be given. Other logic depends upon pratyaksha anubhava. So some pratyaksha anubhava must be quoted as a step. I see smoke on the hill. Therefore, and I see in my kitchen smoke and fire together. So there is fire on the hill also. Because I see smoke, because there is a fire, so I see the smoke. Or I see the smoke, therefore there is a fire. Indian logic will say, I see smoke, there is smoke and fire together. So, because of that, I conclude that there is fire there also. Now, both things should come. Because there is fire, so there is smoke. There is smoke, therefore there is fire. 5 steps are necessary in Indian logic to make it pakka. I remember a funny thing here. I had shared perhaps. We had one Prem Narayan Haksar, a Kashmiri, England returned, teaching us organic chemistry. And he used to give a lot of notes for practical. And every sentence he used to say like that. I used to joke, what is this one? This is so because this is so. Therefore this is so. Like that every step used to. Then I found that he may be England returned and all that. But it is Indian method of logic. So, this Karika tells us, first of all, therefore, tasmat, antasthanattu vedanam, tasmat jagarite smrutam. Yatha tatra tatha swapne. One more point. If analogy is there, all the contents of that analogy will not be there in the thing exemplified. Otherwise, it will not be analogy at all. So in English, there is a saying, analogy does not walk on four legs. So the syllogism, Indian syllogism, it is necessary to show the difference between this and that. So he says, pick up from here. No, what we have to find? Tasmat jagarite smritam. Tasmat jagarite smritam. Therefore, waking experience also are false.
Smritam means smritam. Smritam. Smritam.
Smritam means the great people tell us. Smritam always means remembered as. And always it means somebody is telling us. Yatha tatra tatha swapne. Because the experience as it is does not vary. Subject experiencing object is same in waking state as in dream state. And dream experience have been proved false. Why? Samrutatvena, because in a contracted place. And that is difference between dream and waking. You understand this logic? Dream is proved to be unreal because of contraction. Experience in the dream is same as experience in the waking state. So waking experiences always also are unreal. The difference between the two is that it is within this place, it is not so in the waking. This is the logic. Clear? As the experience there, so the experience here. So that is unreal, this is also unreal. What is the difference between the example and the exemplified? That was within the body, within contracted space. That is not here. But if it was here also, then there would be no difference between Swapna and Jagra, and we did not prove anything. So that difference is there. It is not false logic. The reason of thinking that the dream objects are unreal is due to being in a contracted place. Over. Now we understand dream objects are unreal. Now the experience of dream objects is the same as experience of waking objects. Subject experiencing the object. So, in spite of subject experiencing the object, the dream objects are false. So, in the waking state also, there is no difference. Subject experiencing the objects, So it also is false. Okay. Now the commentary, Shankara has shown the syllogism only. Jagrat drishyanam bhavanam vaitatyam iti pratigya. So this Indian logic, you can note down if you like. First step is pratigya. That is statement. Means the thing to be proved.
Hypothesis.
Yeah?
Is it same as hypothesis?
Not hypothesis, fact. Hypothesis, on that it will be built. No. It is not hypothesis. Okay, call it hypothesis, I don't know. Pratigya means statement. Statement, the implication is a thing to be proved. So what is the thing to be proved? Jagrat dashyanam bhavanam vaitatyam iti pratigya. That the objects experienced in the waking state are false is the thing to be proved. First step. Drishyatvad iti hetu. And the reason is that being seen.
Second step.
Subject experiencing the object, that is called being seen. They are seen. Now here, big difference between science. Science says it is true because we see. Vedanta is untrue because we see. Understood? So that is the hetu. Because in dream we are seen, okay? Drishyatvad iti hetu. So next step is hetu, reason. Swapna drishya bhavavad iti drishtantaha. Example, like the objects of dream. So third step is drishtanta. And without a drishtanta, no Indian logic will proceed. Hypothesis built upon hypothesis, that is science. Starting with five senses. But then on that experience you show. So, Swapna Drishya, third step is Drishtanta. Yatha tatra tata swapne drishyanam bhavanam vaitatyam tata jagaritepi drishyatvam avishishtam iti hetupanaya. Fourth step is hetupanaya, applying that reason. Reason is stated, applying that reason is called hetupanaya. So how it is applied? Like in dream, objects are false, so waking state objects are also false. Such detail goes in Indian logic. That is hetupanaya. Hetu is drishyatvat. Hetupanaya. Applying the logic is tatra, there in swapna, drishyanam bhavanam vaitatyam yatha tatha jagritepi drishyatvam avishishtam. In drishyatva there is no difference. That is hetupanaya. We put in our language, subject experiencing the object is not different. Okay, so that is the hetupanaya. Tasmat jagritepi vaitatyam smrutam iti nigamanam, conclusion. It ends in conclusion. Therefore, in waking state also, there is falsity. So, Because and therefore both have come. Hetu is because. And to be proved, that has been proved. That is called nigamanam, conclusion. Now, difference between the analogy is also to be shown in logic. In logic, the difference in the analogy also is to be shown. So, antasthanat samrutattvena cha swapna drishyanam bhavanam jagrat drishyabhyo bhedah. So, difference between the dream objects and waking objects is that they are inside and in contracted place. That is not in the waking state. Logic, huh? Bhed.
Here is the sixth one, Maharaj.
Huh?
Here is the sixth step.
Bhed between the analogy and the thing where the analogy is applied. Drishtanta and Darshtantika.
Is it another step? Is it another step?
Yes, in Indian logic, it is necessary to show the difference. That is why it is a step. Otherwise, what happens? Analogy and thing shown is the same, then it is not a logic. So in logic, it is necessary to show the difference also. Understood now? Drishyatvam, asatyatvam cha avishishtam ubhayatra. So what is the common? Drishyatvam. Subject seeing the object is common. Asatyatvam. Unreality also is common. Okay. Now, still one step is necessary. We go to, so fourth karika is clear. Shankar Bhashya shows the syllogism steps. Fifth karika. Swapna jagarita sthane hi ekam ahur manishina भेदानामि समत्वेन प्रसिद्धे नैव हेतुना Vedanam. Here what is Vedanam? That Bhavanam is become Vedanam. Different objects is Vedanam. We see so many different objects in waking, different objects in dream. So Vedanam Swapna Jagarita Sthane hi ekam ahu manishinam. He is not telling that Swapna and Sthana and dream are equal. No. He is telling Vedanam Swapna Jagrita Sthane hi ekam. The objects seen in the waking and objects seen in the dream are same, unreal. Samatvena prasiddhena eva samatvena, because there are objects, these are also objects. Prasiddhena eva hetuna. So, we already stated the logic. Well-known logic. Okay. So, it is as if conclusion of the fourth karika. Commentary. Prasiddhena eva bhedanam grahya grahakatvena. He has made it clear what we have been telling. Being seen, grahya grahakatva, subject, object. Grahya, object, grahaka, subject. So, Vedanam grahya grahakatvena hetuna. Hetu is that both are subject seeing the object. Vedanam means of the objects. This is prasiddha hetu. Samatvena. This is common in both. Swapna Jagrita Sthanayor Ekatva Mahur Vivekina iti. Shankar says Swapna Jagrita Sthanayor Ekatvam. Gautpada said Bhedanam Ekatvam. Sthane. Acha, Sthane is Dvitiya. Dvivachan. Than is Dvivachan. Samas Dvivachan. So it is all right. So the waking state and dream state are same because of experience being same. Yeah? Because experience being same, waking state and dream state. In the Agama Prakaran, many places we had seen. Both were called Swapna. So same. Huh? Vivekina Ahu. Huh? So the discriminating people tell us, Iti Purva Pramana Siddhasya Phalam. So conclusion resulting into this. That is supplement of that logic. Conclusion, the result of that conclusion is this. Okay. Result of that conclusion is that waking and dream state are same. Now comes the sixth character. Adau ante cha yan nasti vartamane pi tat tatha vitathai sadrisha santa avitatha iva lakshita. Yat adau nasti ante cha nasti vartamane pi tat tatha nasti. Understand the syntax? Yat, yat adau nasti, ante nasti, vartamanepi tat tatha nasti. Nasti then, what do we say? Vitathai sadrisha santa. So really, santa means having that sati, because it is like that they are like false. Avitatha iva lakshita. Double negative is avitatha. Not unreal, that is how we see them. We see them not as unreal. We feel they are real. But that which was not there and which is not there afterwards, how they can be real? Avitatha iva lakshita. Like things not unreal, we are seeing lakshita. We are seeing things as if they are not unreal, but they are actually vitatha. Vitatha is sadrisha, like the unreal things.
Like the unreal things in dream.
No, this is very strong logic. Example. In the clouds, sometimes we see some dogs fighting. Now the cloud formation, where is? Then they are gone. So they were not there afterwards. So everything in this world was not there before it was created. Now we are not talking about dream here. We are talking of Jagrati directly. That whatever we see in this world was not there at a point of time and will not be there after some time. So how can things be real if we are seeing them? That is the logic.
So vitathai sadrishaha.
They are like unreal, though we think they are not unreal. Santam is being. Being like unreal, though seen as non-unreal. That is it. Okay? So, commentary. Itascha vaitatyam jagrad drishyanam vedanam adyantayor abhavat. Itascha means one more logic. That swapna similarity is gone. One more logic. unreality of Vedanam, that Bhavanam has become Vedanam because of the variety. Jagrat Drishyanam Vedanam, the different objects seen in waking state are unreal, also for this reason. What is that reason? Adyantayor abhavat, being not there before and after. Yad adu ante cha nasti vastu mrugatushnikadi. Now we see water in the mirage. There was no water. Sand is always there. And when you go and see, we find there is no water. So water which was never there, which will be not there afterwards, because we see, it should not be taken as real. Example, Adavante vastu mruga trishnikadi tan madhye api nasti iti nishitam loke. That means common people understand this. Tatha image agrat drishya veda. So similar are the objects seen in the waking state. Adyantayor abhava, because they were not there sometime and they will not be there afterwards. Vitatha vitathai. No, what is this word? Iva. Vitathair iva. That iva is from the original. So like unreal. Similar to unreal. Mruga trishnikadi bhi sadrishatvat. Because they are like that mirage. Vitatha eva. So Shankara changed this eva of eva. Huh? Eva is there, Avitatha eva lakshita. So here eva. Tathapi avitatha eva lakshita mudaihi anatma vidvi. So Shankara adds that by fools, those who do not know the reality, they think it is not unreal. Now, going back to dream. So this is one shlok only for this reason. Going back to dream. So many doubts will come in our mind about that dream and waking state. So one by one it is clear. Next time, remind me sometime, I have made a points. I think about first 18 karikas of Vaitatya Prakaran, what are the points there? So that we can bring here next time. Saprayojanata tesham swapne vipratipadyate tasmat adyantavattvena mithaiva khalu te smrita. So now adyantavat is the base. Now one point is difference between waking and dream state is being told. If in waking state we eat, our stomach is filled. So all the experiences in the waking state have a purpose. So is that not the difference? If we eat something in the dream state, it does not fill our stomach. So that is a big difference. He says, we are told they are same states. If eating in waking dream state does not fill up in the waking state, there it has filled up. So waking satisfaction is not in the dream. If dream satisfaction is not in the waking satisfaction is not there in the dream state. You have filled full stomach and in dream you feel you are hungry. So that is how the logic goes. So stick to that. They were not before, not afterward, so not real. Okay? Shankar's commentary. Swapna drishyavad jagrita drishyanam api asattam iti yaduktam tad ayuktam. You are told that as dream objects are unreal, so waking objects are also unreal. That is not true. Yasmat, because Jagra Drishya Anna Pana Vahanadiya, Anna Pana Vahan, eating, drinking, and traveling. The dream state we had gone by a chariot, that is useful in the waking state. In the waking state we have gone by the chariot, that is not useful in the dream state. Chut pipasadi nivrittim kurvanto, one is satisfying the hunger and thirst. Gamana gamanadi karyam cha, going and coming back, is work saprayojana drishta. So that is with a hetu, with some purpose. Natu swapna drishyanam tadasti. Seen in the dream state, they are not useful. Tasmat swapna drishya va jagra drishyanam asattam manoratam atramiti. So it is only your idea in the mind that they are same. Then no, that is not true. Kasmat, yasmat, saprayojanata drishta ya annapanadinam swapne vipratipadyate, falsified. Example, jagarite bhuktva pita cha trupto, vinivatita trut, vinivatita trut, trupto, satisfied by eating, thirst gone, supta matra eva, as soon as they sleep, shut pipasadi, artha, artam, ahoratra ushitam, bhuktam, abhuktavantam atmanam manyate. Whole day I have not eaten and drink. Like that happens in the dream state. As soon as he sleeps, he has filled up, both hunger and thirst gone. As soon as he sleeps up, he feels, I have not eaten or drunk for one whole day and night. So, yatha swapne bhuktva pitva cha atrupta utthita tatha. So in dream you have eaten and drunk, but as you get up, you are still hungry. Tasmat jagrad drishyanam swapne vipratipattir drishta. Okay. So what is seen in the waking state are falsified in the dream state. Ato manyamahe tesham api asattam swapna drishyavad anashankaniyam. So don't doubt that they are not like dream objects. Tasmat adyantavattvam ubhayatra samanamiti mithya eva khalu tesma. So come to that logic. That was not before, it will not be afterwards. So dream and waking state are same. Okay? We are proceeding slowly because we are meeting after 1 week. So I have to revive all that we had read. Some more points of difference between dream and waking will be shown, and they will be shown that there does not object us. So 8th, 9th, 10th, 8, 9, 10th. Up till this, the falsity will be shown. Then, positive point. Who dreams? Who imagines like that? That will be a different thing. Okay. Om Bhadram Karnebi Shrunuyama Deva Bhadram Pashyem Akhyabhir Yajatra Stirai Rangai Stushvansas Tanubi Vyashema Devahitam Yadayu Swastina Indro Vruddashrava Swastina Pusha Vishwaveda Swastina Starkyo Varishtanemi Swastino Brihaspatir Dadhatu Om Shanti 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 Hare Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.